Hi there, welcome, and thank you so much for being here today. Let's dive in and get you a little bit of clarity and see what's going on in the energy. We're going to start with a botanical inspiration. I was inspired by this gorgeous orchid that I found in the grocery store today. So we're going to make her a part of the ambiance of this reading. I feel like I should name her. So I don't know, the first thing I heard was Gloria. So Gloria will be joining us. And let's get you a little clarity, see what's going on. This is timeless, so whenever it finds you, it's perfect. See what feels like it fits. You'll know when it's your message. It'll just twinkle, it'll resonate, and trust that direct connection you have to your higher self, to God, to source, to the universe, because the answer is in you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest and greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's dive on in. I'm gonna get my readers ready because these are teeny tiny words. Also have a little grace with me. Sometimes I do not know how to pronounce these flowers. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels, and energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What is the opening message that would be the most helpful for the current energy for you? Please and thank you. It says, didn't I name her Gloria? Wasn't that the name? Morning Glory. Wow. That just like almost took my breath away a little bit. That was amazeballs. Oh, it's also a really nice message. It's affection and determination at the same time. It feels like soft and hard. I don't know why I just saw a rock. Like maybe you found your rock, or it's the right foundation, or something is like solidifying. So it says the morning glory, which blooms for a day, differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. Alan Watts. That's powerful. I'm going to say that again so you hear it. So I hear it again. So the morning glory, which blooms for a day, differs not at heart from the giant pine that lives for 1,000 years. So just because you have a moment and something is maybe short-lived doesn't take away the value of something that would be there for a long time. So it's seeing the same value, whether you have something for a blip in time or it is a lasting, rock solid situation. So that is really beautiful. I feel like that makes you think. So let's see what else is going on here. Let's go. I feel like we should go to the wisdom of the oracle now. So let's get you a little more clarity. Affection and determination. I am getting that there's a moment. And I feel like it's something very sweet between you and somebody that you really care about. And I'm not really getting that it has to be romance, but for some of you it is. But I'm getting that, I don't know, like one moment is really special. I also see that there is one moment that is really special that maybe has that energy and solidifies something to be long lasting. Hopefully that made sense. Let's get you a little more clarity on Morning Glory. I think that's an Oasis song. What's the story, Morning Glory? Oh, I just thought of a song. Actually, it was a really weird, cool moment. You know, you hear the grocery store radio that goes on. There was a song, I don't know who sings it. It's the, I'll be your brightest soldier, and I'll be the greatest man of your life. I don't know. I probably got the words a little bit different. Maybe I'll actually find it with the lyrics and put that in the playlist. But as I was kind of singing it, not, you know, sort of under my breath in the grocery store, there was this other woman walking towards me, and I could hear that she was singing it too. It's like we were both caught in that same moment where, you know, that radio song was just, I don't know, impactful or important. So there we go. We have a little bit of a playlist. Let's see what the wisdom of the oracle can help, help clear up. So maybe something's confusing, that you're going to get a leg up. Someone's got your back. I feel like some of you are getting a ride somewhere, or you're offering somebody a ride, but this can also be wisdom. This doesn't, I mean, there's a little tiny polar bear there and a big one. So it doesn't necessarily mean that there has to be a difference in age for there to be even a teacher, student, or muse. I don't know why I see like muse artist. I just heard a seer in training. What is that called? I don't know what that is, but I feel like there's somebody almost learning under, I hear like kind of like a master, or I just heard naturopath, but I'm kind of getting a shaman energy. That almost like took me like, all right, let's keep going, because sometimes I have messages that I feel like they go a different path, but I feel like they're impactful for whoever needed to hear that. So when the teacher is ready, the student will appear. When the right student is there, they'll keep that teacher on their toes and questioning and always learning. Because you don't get to that master, you know, level and all of a sudden you know everything. There's always room to learn more. And I also feel like, I don't know, you're getting a helping hand somehow, or you're being, I see like somebody pointing, but not like weird pointing, like direction pointing. So for some of you, a leg up or some wise advice could be somebody pointing you in the right direction, or even bringing you to the right person you are supposed to meet. And that might be a teacher-student thing, but that could also be somebody prominent and important in your life. I am definitely seeing there's equality in whatever it is. I don't get that this is somebody always picking up somebody else's slack. I feel like it's an equal back and forth energy. So let's see, let's get a little more clarity on a leg up. And then you have milk and honey. Yeah, you're being directed to almost like the milk and honey, the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. I feel like the clouds are clearing. You're going away from anything that can sour. I know that's a really weird thing, but I always see that milk, you know, here. And I just think of how if you know, leave milk out in the sun, it's going to turn to like cottage cheese. It's going to get like, kind of gross. So there's maybe something that you have to do while that moment is accessible to you or being presented to you, if that's an opportunity. But I also see the honey. It is kind of going with this whole theme here. The honey never expires, ever. Honey never, don't look at what the label on your jar of honey says, and make sure it is real honey and try to buy it local, by the way. Support your local beekeeper. But honey, they have found in tombs of Egypt, and it's still good. So it's also, I'm getting the honey on a wound, also something that's kind of like healing or an antiseptic. Keeping out weird vibrations. So there's something, oh, I just heard somebody calling their person honey. Oh, sweet. I feel like you have something really exciting coming up. And this is also giving me like picnic, park, grilling, you know, kind of vibes. Or maybe you're figuring something out over food. I'm also getting that you need to savor something. Don't just, I'm getting like your food. I know that's a different message, but I see somebody like really paying attention to how your food tastes, taking your time. I also feel like there is a moment where you are sharing a meal with someone, and I see you savoring that moment with that person. So milk and honey, let's get you another one from this. So you have 30... I put my readers on, make sure I'm looking at them right. You have 34 and 51. I see somebody who's young and really wise, like maybe age-wise, or maybe they are not so young, but they look young. But I see somebody very wise or having some knowledge on something you didn't know about. I don't know why I just heard quirks. Maybe something's kind of quirky, but I also see that somebody has a subject. Maybe that's you. I'm getting that they don't normally open up about knowing about this thing, whatever it is. And I feel like you piqued somebody's interest. So, wow, interesting messages today. What would be another helpful energy foundation thing to know about or focus on? Please and thank you. One more, please. That something is not for you or not for you anymore. I kind of feel like this is a powerful card, and I like that it's weird energy here because I see, it sounds like, oh, what do you mean it's not for me? So maybe it does go against what you thought you wanted. That could be, you know, like taking yourself out of an ego way of seeing something. I feel like you're being more receptive to something that maybe you don't know yet is way better for you. But I also feel like you're shutting the door on anything that didn't fit you or vibrate with you. Or maybe it's just an old cycle, because there's a fortune cookie here. So it does show me that something is going to be revealed. That almost feel like your fortune is about to change. Maybe you are in the process of, I don't know, playing a game of strategy with someone, but I feel like there's somebody that, no, not for you, that nope energy is somebody that told you they were playing that chess game, but they had their own rule book. And I feel like you're getting some insight on that. I also feel like you're breaking free. I see like liberation energy all of a sudden. So there's also a face in that window. So maybe you're shutting the door on something and now you're facing a window of opportunity that is for you. I do hear meant to be, but I feel like that has something to do with free will. Something can be meant to be and written in the stars and all that, but your free will can always direct you a different way. So I feel like you're getting a big gut. I'm getting a gut feeling. You know, I feel like something is like that honey energy. It's just powerful, and I see gold now. Golden feels different. So, all right, now I'm getting gold energy. I'm getting all the symbolism for this reading today. When I think of gold, I don't think of like cash money, you know? There is something truly valuable about gold, but it's not just that it's a valuable metal. There's something about its energy or the way it holds energy. So I always think of a gold wire, right? If you have a gold wire and you have other wires that have other metals in it, you're always going to lose a little bit of that energy if you send a signal from one end to the other end, unless it's gold. When it reaches the other end, it didn't lose any energy at all. So there's something where you're following that golden path or the gold wire. Maybe it is communication or a telephone call. I don't know why I see you on hold, or you're maybe hanging up the phone, but I feel like you're getting a weird gut feeling about the thing you just know is not right for you. Trust it. Trust your gut. That's the biggest message I see here. You know, if you feel like somebody's playing games with you, or their strategy is kind of said to be one way and felt as something different, trust how you feel. All right, let's go to something different. I feel like I need to get more clarity right away on that, not for you. So I'm gonna go look for the right deck. I don't feel like any of these I have here are the right one. I'm gonna just see what twinkles and pops out. I'll be right back. I'm not exactly sure why the Divine Truth is the one that felt right. So let's ooh, Rose. Let's switch over to more specifically Loveland or a specific person. Maybe this is who's not right for you, even if they were right for you. What did this say at one point in time? Because I feel like there's something that's coming in, and I just get that like relieved, like tranquility, stability, liberation, and long-lasting kind of energy that you're walking into. So there's something about your new chapter being different. I see almost like the Fool energy. I see you putting away a book, and I see you opening up something, but there's no words on it yet. So it still gets to be written. But I feel like somebody's coming in, not quite in the opening. I feel like they kind of slip in chapter 3 or something like that. So, I mean, maybe you're halfway through, you know, this journey. You're about to hit chapter 3. So, let's see. Let's just see what pops out and what would be helpful for you. What is a helpful message on Milk and Honey? Style. I feel like when I look at this card, you're connecting the dots. I also feel like there's something you need to see in somebody's eyes that's important. I love the way you dress, smell. I mean, I did see all these, you know, floral energies, but maybe you don't, floral's not your thing. I'm kind of getting just your sweat. Oh, I just thought of that song. A la 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 long, a la 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 long, 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 long. I like that song. That reminds me of my prom. Ooh, I can remember who I was dancing with when that song was on at my prom. Oh my God, that was a weird memory to come back. Maybe you're meeting somebody that you haven't seen in a while. Or maybe you just look back at when you went to the prom and how different you are now, how far you've come. So somebody's attracted to you, and it's the way you carry yourself. It could be your cool sunglasses, but it's not that. Maybe that person, you know, opens up and they're like, oh, I really like your sunglasses. And that opens up a conversation. And maybe they do really like your style, but subconsciously it's way more than that. They love your energy. I'm actually getting, I hear quirks again. They love the quirks or, the parts of you that are just kind of unusual. So what else would be helpful? It's always the same messages that come through. Did I say something before about a muse and an artist? Like when I was around the shaman thing, I think I did. You are someone's muse. You inspire someone to be creative, to expand, to write a love song, to get back to a talent they put away. You are my muse, inspiration to create, and guess what else you do? You light up this person's soul. I am getting that somebody is really super attracted to you. You're to the point where they can hardly contain themselves. Hey, so maybe they try to have those sunglasses on to like keep composed. But I feel like their energy and or body language is saying otherwise. So let's see what else. I also feel like somebody is picked, because I see something now. I keep seeing my high school prom. I feel like somebody is picking something back up, and now this could be you that they haven't played. It could be a ukulele, a guitar, a trumpet, getting out their paintbrushes, getting back to, I see somebody working in the garage, or like, I want to say tinkering around at something, like an inventor energy. And it was on hold for a very long time. And for some reason, maybe somebody's trying to impress you. They want to show you their skill or make something for you. I am getting somebody making or creating something, either for you or because you inspired them. I just heard to get back to the drawing board. Interesting. Okay, I kind of like that I went to the love deck, but I'm not necessarily, except for that hot and heavy energy that I felt turning someone on, getting that much. I just said hot, right? Hot and heavy. Maybe this is, I don't know, somebody's peed off here. I kind of feel like that's that person that is not for you. I think that's why that came out. I don't think it's the person that, you know, you inspire and they're playing their ukulele or their flute in their living room for you. I feel like this is where you're getting that big old gut feeling. So you have somebody that just, I get that they kind of get mad at things that even aren't that important. This person's energy, whoever it is, like I kind of want to duct tape their mouth shut. So maybe this is somebody that just, I'm getting negative energy with that. So whoever was in that negative energy, I feel like you are aware that's not for you. I'm even getting that somebody, because there's tape over this person's mouth. So it could be that you don't even know what this person is doing, or I'm getting their reasons behind something, because they could be showing that they are just playing a good game over here. But you smell something fishy, because now I just see that sour milk. So something sour about somebody's energy. It could just be because you've moved on. I'm getting that there is somebody that didn't want to be broken up with for some of you, or wanted that long-lasting thing with you. But for some, I feel like you stepped into your own power. You cut some strings. Maybe somebody didn't like that, but I feel like I'm hearing like rebel, like maybe even rebellious for you, but I feel like you took your values with you. So it says, you push my buttons on purpose. And I'm upset that you have control over me. I mean, I did see the hot and heavy. So maybe for some of you, this is somebody who does like to keep their composure. If we're going a different way, because cards can be read multifaceted. So this might be somebody that feels like, I don't know, like they can't control themselves around you, you know? And I don't know. I'm going to say it because that's sort of what I see. Like somebody that even gets excited, if this is a masculine energy, in public. And they're like, no is not the time. Grandma's not supposed to see that when we're at the family picnic. But I don't get like bad anger out of that. It's actually kind of like sweet and weird. Oh my God, these messages. But it might, I put that on my lap. It might be because you're irresistible. But I do see a different energy somewhere that pushes buttons kind of on purpose because they want to get a reaction out of somebody. And it just smells foul. You know, if somebody's pushing somebody's buttons because they want to, I don't know, throw somebody off their game, I feel like you should just keep your composure. Keep your composure. If somebody's looking for a reaction, don't give it to them. So, and if you are, it does say, somebody does think you are the one pushing their buttons. If there is a reason you're pushing somebody's buttons, I feel like you do need to reevaluate why you might be doing that and if it is worth your energy and your time. So, I hope that made sense. So, let's get another one. Also, anger isn't a bad emotion. It's healthy. What usually is not healthy is to feel it and bottle it up and never let it out. Sometimes you need to have a good old argument to, you know, see what was swept under the rug or get to the root of a situation. But is that argument getting back on the same page? Is that arguing where it's not the blame game and there's true, like, mature self realization or self-awareness in it? Is the anger brought out? So whoever it is you are arguing with, if this is someone else, maybe it's just you arguing with yourself in the mirror. Are you going to change something that you didn't like? You know, are you going to do something differently if you're aware of it? And if it is a constructive argument, does it get you somewhere? Because it's okay to have differences. So let's see. Hopefully that made sense. WTF! Exclamation point. All right, let's get you one more from the Divine Truth. What is one more that would be helpful? No, that went back. I'm going to keep going. If it needs to come out, it will. What is the last message from the divine truth that would be helpful. The divine feminine is coming out. So this is being receptive. Somebody sees you as a goddess or ethereal, divine. Someone sees you, I hear different. And that would be somebody who reacts different. That would be somebody who sees something from an elevated perspective. And they're not stuck in the cocoon. Doesn't mean they weren't in that cocoon or crawling around like the caterpillar at one point. But this is somebody who's transforming, elevating, growing, because they were inspired by a feminine energy. Whether that is you or you were inspired by a divine feminine energy. It is also somebody that is receptive to divine insight, which is not an ego. Also, even with this I feel like you need to be creative. I'm getting that really big. It doesn't matter what you do, doodle, you know, knit, you know, work on your car. Even if you feel like you're not creative, there's something about the arts being important. You are a goddess who healed me. I did see that honey on the wound with the honey over here. Who healed me, transformed me to my higher self. It's also an answer coming in that might not always be what you want to hear. But if it's coming from divine, I'm getting like a divine, I almost see like, I don't know, like a lightning, I see like a lightning bolt coming in. So maybe it's even an epiphany or a zap. I'm getting a zap. Like an aha moment, like a big wake up. But, you know, maybe you wake up fast, but it takes a little time to process or figure out this new situation, this new partnership, this new reality. I'm not sure what I am getting right here. But there's definitely a sheer energy because she has, you know, like a chiffon, I don't know, like scarf on. So there's something about being transparent. It's interesting. It looks like she has a corsage, and I kept seeing the prom. So I'll show you this too, because I just stared at it. But look at how that butterfly looks like one of those, you know, those weird corsages that you wear at the prom. I just thought of that song. Maybe that's why I kept seeing the prom as well. Maybe some of you have a kid going to the prom. But that song, I Wish I Knew You When I Was Young. I just love that video for some reason. So maybe you are mirroring somebody. Your soul is a mirror of my own. So if you have inspired somebody to transform and get creative, they've also done the same for you. Whether that was a blip and that was somebody that was in your life for a moment and, you know, you each transformed independently in what you're doing to go towards, I still see you going towards something pretty solid. You mirrored each other. It wasn't just a one-sided mirror here. So thank you for treating me with love and respect. Well, that's what a divine feminine or divine masculine would do. It would be unconditional love. It'd always be respectful, whether it is an argument, a separation, or a new beginning. So it feels really powerful. Mirroring. I keep seeing art, though. I feel like I'm supposed to tell you that. Also, with that feminine energy, there's something about when you're receptive and you're in the flow of creativity, you are in tune with that divine energy. Because you're, you know, just allowing that flow of inspiration to come in. It's not a forceful approach. I feel like that's not getting the right energy. It has to be this way. I also feel like whatever gender you are about to receive something pretty amazing in your life. Are you open to it? Because it might not be what you thought, but I feel like it's going to be better. So let's do the tarot. I'm going to pause you 1 second and grab it. Right, I grabbed the Star Kissed. I also grabbed the Art of Life. So let's do both. Let's get you, I feel like you need to, like a focus point for right now, like when you're watching this for today. I feel like you're doing something different when you're making a decision. So let's see, what would be the most helpful thing for you to have focus on today? Your strength, that you can do it. Strength pops through when sometimes you need a little extra boost, but it's also reminding you, you can do this. I hear you got this. Believe in yourself. Believe, I'm getting that weird thing where there was a time where nobody thought that the human could run the 4-minute mile. And then somebody broke that, and within like a couple of weeks, like 10 other people did it. Whereas before, that was an absolute impossibility. Can't happen. Until one person was like, yeah, no, I got that. I got that. Watch me. And then all of a sudden, it was a belief that, oh, it's not impossible. I mean, you can. So I feel like you're kind of the one that is breaking the mold or doing something different. Don't, you know, listen to others if they're telling you you can't do something. Step into your own personal power, your strength. I love how this person has that. It's interesting because I always get that like prosthetics kind of energy that came through with that telepathy and telekinesis message that came through in that one reading. I just feel like you're going to figure something out. Now I see that inventor. If you didn't think you could do something one way, switch something up and try it a different way. Believe in your, like, have confidence in yourself. I also feel like somebody is confident in you. Because I see like your rock or like, you know, your support system. I think that was at the beginning of the reading. This person is running. If there is somebody who always makes you feel kind of run down, maybe that's that not for you energy, or you need to run in a different direction. Unquestioned confidence. So nobody's standing in your way. I feel like you're also gaining that more and more the more time you put into a skill or moments you have with a specific person. You could also be tapping into a Leo energy. Exhausted endurance is upside down. Yeah, somebody was like running on empty or just exhausted. 8. Here it does say it could be Sagittarius or Aries. I'm going to keep this down because if I look, I always start getting messages. I want to clarify the strength card with a different tarot though. So clarify 8. Strength, believing in yourself, believing you can end something, believing you can begin something, believing you can change, believing you can create. Believing something won't expire. All right, let's see. I'm also getting believing that something can grow because now I see the bees that pollinate. So clarify strength, please. Clarify the strength card. Why is strength here? And that's what you need to focus on today. Let's just get a little deeper on why that's coming in for you. Guess what came through? You got strength again. You also have a bunch of other cards, so we're going to take them all. Strength times 2. Wow. Holy moly. At the end of this reading. Okay, let's look at all these. So you have a perfect counterpart here, you know, in energy, in masculine and feminine, because now you have the divine feminine, and I see the divine masculine as the emperor. So this is definitely the provider. It's that masculine, structured, I am, take charge. No one's going to tell him no, he's going to make it happen. Not afraid of failure, because that's how a kingdom does grow kind of energy. Unless the emperor is this way, he's a dictator. It's all about him. He can't see outside his own sphere. You know, no one else really does matter, or they only matter if it gets him higher up on that throne. So that's just a weird way to look at the emperor upside down. I'm not getting that unless that's what you're leaving. So the emperor upright is the lover. It's a next door neighbor. It's a father, a grandfather, a boss. It's usually somebody in charge, or they should be. And strength with the Page of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. I did see something changing. I said that with that fortune cookie, right? Where is it? Something's going to change in your fortune. Something's going to change. That wheel is always going to spin. Always find your center on that wheel as it does. Because one day you might be stuck underneath in the mud, you know, but then you put a towel underneath the tire, you get some traction, it starts spinning again. Sometimes you're at the top of your game and everything's going great, and then it just doesn't stay there forever. You have to have failures to learn how to succeed more. You have to have issues or problems or dilemmas to have growth so they don't reoccur in the future, unless you just keep repeating a cycle and getting into the same dilemma over and over. So you also have a message of love. You have an angel that's whispering to you or someone else. Maybe you're dreaming about somebody that's your divine counterpart, or even, you know, a meant-to-be business partner, or it could be just a soulmate energy, and that could be a bestie. That could be a family member. But this angel is whispering sweet nothings like, you need to do this, or we're going to send you a dream about somebody important in your life. The Page of Cups is somebody that wants to bring you a love offer. It's almost where you don't even quite understand why it is you love somebody so fast or so big, but you have to be able to be new. When the Page of Cups comes through, it doesn't mean that you can't be in your 50s or your 60s and you don't know what love is. I want to know what love is. But if you're, let's just say you meet somebody new, you have to be able to allow yourself to be new in that new partnership or dynamic. So what you did the last 35 years with, you know, your ex or your honey of the time might not be anything the same as somebody new that comes in your life. You have to allow yourself to have that fresh approach. It could also be falling in love again with the same person or somebody new. I always do see this as falling in love, or somebody that has a message of love, or following their heart, or figuring something out, hearing intuition. Even if there's, you know, they don't even know why. So let's read all of these quotes. We're going to start with the strength because you have that times 2. So with this strength, I mean, even if it's ruling in a kingdom that didn't typically have women or whatever it is as a ruler, you think that stopped her? She's like, oh yeah, I'm going to be the best queen anyone's ever seen. So you definitely have a king, queen, kingdom kind of thing. He knows not his own strength that hath not met adversity. So you grow the most from having a little bit of friction. Otherwise, you're just sitting there on the throne being fed with your golden, you know, your golden spoon. It's the one that, you know, gets up in the kingdom, goes out and see what's really cooking or going on with the commoners. That's kind of what I'm getting here. That really knows how to make some changes, where it's not just a kingdom where he flourishes, it's where everybody flourishes. That's a real kingdom. So the emperor, usually an Aries energy, is first say to yourself, what would you be? And then do what you have to do. Do what you have to do. Epictetus. I probably said that weird. So first you have to have that conversation in your mind. What is it that you would really want to be? And I feel like that is an evolving thing. It should always be discovering new things about you. And then let's go to this little page here. This could also be just a message. There is no instinct like that of the heart. And it's Lord George Gordon Byron. Your heart's always going to lead you in the right direction. You're always going to feel lost if your heart is pulling you in one direction and you allow logic or anybody else or people in charge or society or your own narrative to take you in a different direction. Trust that your heart pulls you in the right direction, that your joy is getting on that path to destiny, where it feels like you're fulfilling your purpose. Your mind is brilliant and you will figure it out as you go. So then you have this Wheel of Fortune. So to everything, isn't that the first thing that came through? To everything, there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. A time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance. Wow, that one gave me, that one made my hair stand up. Can you see it? So I'll say it again. To everything there is a season. I totally just thought of, wow, 2 songs came through at the end here. I went Rent on you guys. I just heard Seasons of Love. I'm getting all these weird high school things, which is weird. I actually, on my graduation day, I actually directed a bunch of the seniors who were in choir to sing that on the football field. That's the only thing I ever like directed. So, and I also get, it's the time of the season when the love runs high. It's the time, give it to me easy. And something with pleasure at hands. Oh yeah, all right. So it's a time to weep, a time to laugh, a time to mourn, a time to dance. So whatever that time is, this too shall pass. Be in the now. Don't let too much time pass you by. And there's something you've always wanted to try, and you just never let yourself step up to bat or give something a go. Or start again. And with this, I bid you adieu. I love you. I hope this is helpful. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.